think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters.
I am the cream of the crop, and there is no one that does it better than the Macho Man Randy Savage. Woo! I've got the style and profile like never before. Well, let me tell you something, brother. I'm the man.
I am the best wrestler in the world.
They call me Hot Rod. Everybody knows it. I don't have to say what I am, because I've done it. It's showtime, folks.
Welcome, everybody, to Across the Pond Pro Wrestling. My name is Ty, here with my co-host, Mr. Justin Starr and Court, and this is our first live stream as Across the Pond. Now, it is WrestleMania season, and what a time it is, right? WrestleMania 40, the biggest of all time, which is why we are going to have the biggest predictions of all time tonight. And I don't even know where to begin, guys. Like we had a little podcast come out this morning. We had a lot of thoughts rolling about WrestleMania, and it's still like I'm still excited to talk about it. We talked about it for an hour yesterday, and I can't even wait to talk about it today even more.
Yeah, Court's jumping on an Amtrak to you in quite a few hours, and we got a little technical difficulty going on right now.
Oh, I do. I murdered that. I forgot to throw off the intro.
It's all good. But yeah, Court's jumping on an Amtrak soon, and you guys are going. You guys are gonna. It's Mania weekend for you guys, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't believe I leave tomorrow morning. Get to Ty's place around 2:00, and we will be having a little Mania party at his place Saturday, and Sunday we'll be at the link for the big day. It feels like it's not really happening. Is that makes sense?
Yeah. I'm still pitching with it. It's like it's weird that we are going to this WrestleMania.
I can't wait. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
So tonight we're doing predictions, right? We have a huge card. I'm very excited about the card we have, Court. It's going to be epic, and I don't even know. I mean, I'm obviously most excited for the championship. Roman Cody Rhodes, right? Whether it's just a straight up singles match, whether it's bloodline rules, but we have Seth and Drew, we have AJ and LA Knight, we have Bailey and Io Sky, like we have Randy, Logan, and KO for the US title. Like we're stacked, and I'm not sure. Like I said, I want Cody and Roman to steal the show, but there's many possibilities of who can steal the show tonight that night.
Yeah, I think night 2 is the better card. The only thing I'm a little obviously I want to see the tag match between Roman and Rock and Seth and Cody, but I'm a little bummed we're not getting Rhea and Becky. But besides that, I'm down for night 2 being the night.
Yes, and we have a little comment from Mr. Big Man over here. Roman over Cody. Nah. We're all Cody. I mean, I don't know about Justin, but me and Court, Court's
that finger down.
Court's been diehard Cody Rhodes since like 2007. I'm gonna root for The Rock, but at the end of the day, I gotta root for Cody Rhodes, man. He's got to finish the story.
Bloodline. I'm rooting for Cody. We all know that. That's Casey right there starting some stuff with Court. But Roman had a great run, but all good things must come to an end eventually. And I think we're gonna see Cody raising that title Sunday night, because I think Cody said if he doesn't win on Sunday, he might as well just go to commentary. He might be the most paid, guy in the history of wrestling, but he will be the most definitely paid for commentary, because that's not going to happen. But
listen, with that, I know we're jumping into kind of the main event ish right off the bat, but we got two sides, right? Roman on his A&E documentary says if he loses, he's done. He's retired, right? And Cody's side is, if I don't finish the story, I'm a joke. So it's two huge sides to this match, right? We can get a retirement of Roman, or Cody just looks like the laughing stock of WWE. But does he? Like, I feel like Cody has a little less to lose in that mention, but maybe not, because he's doing this. He says he feels bad because Ariel gave him a weight belt that had finished the story on it last year, and he can't even use it because he did not finish the story.
He's gonna finish the story. There's just no other option here. It can't happen any other way. I don't see him losing, especially with the way the last few weeks panned out. I just don't see him losing and it making sense to me. I mean, it'll never make sense personally to me as a person, but I mean, in the story, in the grand scheme of things.
Court, it didn't make sense to you last year when he lost.
No, it doesn't make sense to me whenever he loses, but I mean, in the story.
That your face last year, that was priceless. That was the whole we were just, oh my god, like that, whatever. But Roman, Brian, my buddy Woj says Roman loses, we riot. Court, we have we're trying to push your buttons here, Court.
Who did you invite to this live stream, boys? What the hell?
Everyone respects the bloodline. Fingers up.
I mean, you said Roman had a great reign and that, its time is over. I don't think it was a great reign. I think it was a long reign, but was it great?
It was definitely a long reign. Listen, with we are definitely already, we're not even into predictions, but this is what live's all about, which is fun. Roman, how do I put this? Like we said on last night's podcast, which is coming out, or is out on Apple, will be out on Spotify hopefully in the next few hours. He was forced down our throats, and none of us wanted him as a face champion at all. And they had to bring his cousin out, The Rock, during the Royal Rumble in Philly. TJ, Cody crybabies, in Philly, and they still booed. There was no chance. There was no shot that this was happening. And Roman loses, we riot. And I'm getting so distracted by all this stuff, but this is awesome. It's just he brought himself back as a heel. He's been a killer heel. He's being himself. I love it. But now it's time for Cody to come in and start working every single week. Our WWE champion will be there every single Monday, guaranteed, defending the championship, every single premium live event. That's what we need. So, Roman, props to you. Go hang out with your cousin. Go do a movie with him or something. But it's Cody's time now.
But here's my like little ultimatum, right? Is that, as I said before, right? A&E documentary. He's saying he's retiring, right? If he loses, we don't get Roman Rock if he's retiring, right? The Rock takes over the bloodline if he loses, and you sent us the news clip before, like he's doing his movies, right? So there's really no bloodline. Solo's not running the bloodline. Definitely ain't running no bloodline. So it puts a big question mark on what the future is past WrestleMania if Roman loses. And is it worth it for WWE to, like, with that big statement right there, do they keep Roman as champ, or does Cody Rhodes take the mantle?
These comments are killing me, guys. These comments are killing me. I'm gonna have to go on one of my epic Cody rants, and they're gonna have to deal with it.
Oh my god! You guys are, this is awesome.
It's fantastic. I'm having a blast. No, I don't think there is no bloodline if Roman loses and actually leaves, which he says he's going to retire. Yeah, no, he's not going to retire. He's going to leave though. He's not like he's been around anyway, but he's actually going to leave and be off TV for like a legitimate reason, I guess, for leaving if he loses the title. And I don't know. I'm just so done. I'm just so ready for it to be Cody's time. I'm so ready for him to be the champion. Like you said, be there every week. House shows, events, Make-A-Wish, TV spots, whatever is needed of him, he's ready, and I'm so ready for it.
So we all agree that we all think Sunday night Cody's walking out champion, and clearly, I think if everyone listened to the podcast last night, we all agree that we actually think Cody's going to lose Saturday night. It's going to be Bloodline rules, and that's when all hell's going to break loose. You're going to see Mickey Mouse coming down. You're going to see, Goofy and whoever.
I might come down. They might.
It's going to be crazy. Who's going to come out? They might call
me from section 107. I might run down, jump the barricade, take a shot at Terramana with The Rock, then rock bottom The Rock, and then spear Roman and put Cody on top of Roman for the win. And that's it. I'm giving the win to Cody.
Hi, babe. I love you. Maria Cola just said, bruv. What's up, bruv? But let's just I want to ask you two, how is this ending? Who's turning on who? Is it The Rock turning on? Is it The Rock turning on Roman?
Seth's turning on Cody. At the end of the day, I love how, I forget who I saw on the internet, whether it was Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, wherever I saw it. They compared Cody and Seth as Batman and Joker, and I think it's perfect. I love it. And I think that Seth will always have Cody's, he might like Cody right now, but I think at the end of the day, they're just rivals that are going to antagonize each other and fight to no end. And I think he's not going to want Cody, as much as he says he wants the Bloodline's reign to end. I think his story with Cody is more important to him, and he wants to have the higher leg over Cody than anything. I think he turns on him.
Do you think he turns on him in the tag match, or do you think he turns on him in the main event?
No, main event.
Yeah, and I think that will happen even more so if Seth loses to Drew.
So TJ here saying, do we hear glass shatter to help Cody? We just brought up Avengers. So the way that I think we're all agreeing here is that night one, Seth turns on Cody to make it Bloodline rules. So now we have heel Seth, Bloodline rules going into Sunday. And now you have not only Solo, you have Roman, you have Heyman, you have Seth now maybe coming out again to ruin Cody's night, maybe a debuting Tamatonga. Who knows what we're going to see? That's when we might hear the glass shatter. That's when we're going to hear you're going to see John Cena when you can't see him. And that's when the Avengers come out. And that's when everyone helps Cody end up winning.
Yeah. I mean, I hope it's mayhem. I want to sit in my seat and just watch person after person after person after person roll out and just help Roman and Cody and Roman and Cody and Roman and Cody. I want this match to be insane. I want like 15 different people to come out in this match. I know Court wants it to be clean, but it's not happening that way. I really don't think it is. I just want Cena and Stone Cold and new members of the Bloodline to come out. I want it to be insane. I just want craziness. I want to be shocked the whole 30 minutes that I'm in this and zoned in, and that's what I want.
Yeah, I think as much as I do want it, I would love a one-on-one clean match. Cody becomes champion and there's nothing else to it. That's not what we're going to get. We're going to get a million cameos. We're going to get a million run-ins. We're going to get Roman needs all that help to beat Cody. There's a comment here. Cody needs all that help to beat Roman. Roman needed all that help last year to beat Cody. So I don't know what to tell you. It's been Bloodline against Cody for 2 years now.
We're about to see Casey versus Court main event on Monday night.
I love it. Yeah, let's do it. I want that main event.
But I'm sorry, Ty. We are getting a little. We should try to run through everything. I don't know. We can ask the chat for all their opinions, because if we just keep running on Cody right now, Court might have an aneurysm. Yeah. So I
might
don't know
not
if you're
make
just
my
trying to
Amtrak tomorrow. I might not make the Amtrak tomorrow, which would ruin my weekend. So, no, I'm not going to have an Amtrak. Trust me, as being a Cody fan for as long as I have been since the beginning, I've heard all of this a trillion times. Okay, KBD, you've seen a mark.
I hope Cena comes out and wins. I love it.
I hope Cena comes out and
wins too. That would be my favorite part.
Yeah.
But I have a question for Brian over there. Is Cody turning on his tattoo artist, or is the tattoo artist going to help Roman beat Cody in the main event and come out and hit Cody with the rock bottom or the spear? That's what I want to know. But anyway, like Justin, like you said, let's start to get into it. Saturday night, we got Stoke card. Let's go into the tag team title match. We have, I might mess this up, we have Awesome Truth, we have the Judgment Day, we have New Day, we have the New Catch Republic, we have, who am I missing? DIY, and there's one, Austin Theory.
A-Town Down Under.
A-Town Down Under, right? Epic ladder match, which they said it's not going to end until both sets of titles are taken down, which, come on, that sentence alone just states that these tag titles are getting separated. Great. It should, right?
Yeah.
But I want to know your guys' thoughts, right? Who's coming back with the titles? Who's the SmackDown Tag Team Champions? Who's the Raw Tag Team Champions?
Interesting.
Court, you want to start, Court?
I'm looking at the list right now, and I mean, you guys got predictions? Because I'm just looking right now and trying.
Yeah, Casey, I agree with you. New Catch Republic, you got Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Those two guys, if you watch their classics from NXT UK, like it's hard to believe that they're still only like 27 or 28, however old they are, because when those matches were happening over there, they were 20, whatever, they were young and they were putting on banger after banger, and now they're together. I definitely see them walking out with at least one set. I don't know who's going to walk out with the other, just because Judgment Day is not winning. I see, I think we mentioned this last night on the podcast, Ty. This is where we're going to see this slow demise of Judgment Day. I still don't know. I still think one of those teams is going to end up not in the match somehow, and we might get a surprise. If there's a surprise to be had, I think it might be in that match. New Day, they've done it all. What I would like to see is DIY win and who I just said, New Catch Republic.
Yeah, sorry, Tygo.
I don't hate that. I think it's going to be, in my opinion, I think we're going to have Awesome Truth, because I think what's going to happen is, to me, they're setting up this match in general to have only one set of titles get pulled down by R-Truth, and that's going to be the Raw Tag Team Championships. The second half, I really think it's going to be A-Town Down Under. I think Austin Theory and Waller are going to get it. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I think other teams like New Catch Republic deserve it, but they're the most talked about. They're apparently in some TikTok feud with some TikTok workout guy right now. They're just trying to get some more attention on them for some reason, and I think it's because they're about to be the SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think you're right about Judgment Day having no chance. I think that's pretty much something we're all in agreement on. I think I would go with probably, like you said, Ty, Awesome Truth, and you made a really good point for A-Town Down Under, because they are. I see it being between A-Town Down Under and New Catch Republic. If they're going to try and revitalize tag team wrestling, like I think they should, especially we could tell they're kind of trying to do that by splitting the titles, if that's what they're going to do. I think you got to give it to the younger guys, the guys who are going to, be the workhorses. And not saying that Awesome Truth is that, but on the SmackDown side of things, at least.
Yeah.
So what I was just thinking was, I'm hearing feedback. I don't know what's going on. This is all live. But what I was thinking is, if there was a team to actually come out of it, was I thought maybe A-Town Down Under would be the team to somehow get taken out. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but I feel like they might, because you said that they're in like a TikTok thing. I don't know, but maybe they're the team that ends up out. And I think Maria brought up like the Hardy brothers. You know, you saw Matt on that podcast with Chris Van Vliet. They're free agents. Do I want to see the Hardy brothers back in WWE after the last time? I don't know. We brought up Jeff Hardy and his crouton instead of the swanton. I don't know, but if there's a ladder match, tag team championships, WrestleMania, who knows?
Yeah, and the Hardys would be great addition to this team, right? To this group. It's a ladder match. The Hardys are the king of the ladder match. And unfortunately, this is booked, right? This whole match has got 6 tag teams. If maybe they decide to add a 7th, right? I don't think they have a chance of winning if they come in, but they would definitely add, some thunder and some fire to this match. But I do want to talk about that again. It just makes me laugh, hysterical. The crouton, right? Matt, I don't know if anyone watching this right now saw this video about Matt Hardy speaking in an interview about Jeff Hardy just flat landing his full body weight on every opponent he comes across with the swanton and calling it the crouton. I don't know where this came up. Go look it up. It's hysterical because Matt Hardy is just dying the entire time he's talking about Jeff hitting the crouton on people. And he had to mention that Private Party was so excited to get swanton. And when it happened and he got the full weight of Jeff, he's like, please never again. And it's one of my favorite moments in an interview in my life from Matt Hardy.
And Anthony just brought up a good point. Hardys would be great for the pop and get the crowd going, which they did when they their last return was WrestleMania, but they won. So, they cannot win. And I know Matt Hardy was kind of in that interview saying that he wants the Hardys to get pushed like Sting got pushed, which you can't do that. Sting went undefeated in AEW. He left on a high note. I don't know who you're going to put the Hardys up against every pay-per-view just to see them continuously win. I think that's just Matt Hardy kind of boosting his ego on the way out, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to see that either. No shot. I think
so
let's go into a pop, it'd be fine.
Yeah. I want to go into now. We got our favorite family feud. We got Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos and Dominic Mysterio, right? I want to take this first. I think Rey comes out on top for this one, right? I think he finally deserves his win over his son. I think this is going to start the issues within Judgment Day, which we've seen, I think, in my opinion, on Monday Night Raw, where, Dominic brought in Elgato de Fantasma and he brought in Andrade, right? And not to the approval of the rest of the team. Damian was pissed. Rhea was pissed. And I think Judgment Day is not going to help him out in this match because, he's in it for himself, in my opinion, in this match. And that's why I think Rey and Dragon Lee are going to come out on top.
Yeah. So I'm disagreeing. I'm going to disagree with you here, Ty. I think it's going to be Dom's team, Dom and Santos. Obviously, we've been seeing Dom scheme. And once again, if anyone listened to the most recent podcast, Dom's got something going on. And we saw on Raw, everyone's not happy that all of a sudden Santos and the new Legado del Fantasma are coming into the Judgment Day's locker room. So this is where I think you're going to see I don't know, because Andrade is supposed to be coming back as a face. I don't know. Maybe they're just instantly going to turn him heel. And you might see some interference with Andrade. Maybe he helps Rey. I don't know. And maybe that turns into a rivalry there. But I actually think Dom gets the upper hand here with Santos.
I think that it's 50. For me, it's 50-50. You guys both make good points. I feel like, I don't know, Bad Bunny, there's if he would interfere, if Andrade, if anyone you just named. And I think all those names that I'm thinking of that might interfere would be on Rey's behalf. So I feel like Rey's team would take it, but it's the beauty of WrestleMania. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm loving right now the comments. Right, I would love to see. Brian says going to put I'm gonna put it up on the screen again. Going to put Dom's custody on the line again. That's amazing. I wish it should be like Rhea's custody versus Ray's custody. Bring him back under Ray. Bring the custody back to Ray. And then I also love Anthony over here, right? Judgment Day will be done by Fastlane, which I agree. I might be a lot sooner. Mommy and Priest will be champs. Maybe Sunday night we will see a cash in. Dom and the Hobbit can't win anything, which I agree. I completely agree they can't win anything. But Dominic Scott, I do think he's got something up his sleeve, man. It's just apparent based off Raw. We're not going to find out until this weekend. But to have him meeting and bringing in all these different people from all different walks of life within SmackDown or Raw, he's cooking something up.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's the brilliance behind, Hunter now being in control of creative, because once he came in control, you have to watch every segment. You have to watch the backgrounds. You have to watch this. You have to watch that, because that's where they're all talking. I mean, you just saw, we didn't even bring up last episode. You had Drew and Paul Heyman talking. Who knows? Everything means something when it comes to Triple H and creative. So clearly there's something going on. It'll probably come to a turn at WrestleMania. We'll see which way Andrade goes, but I can almost guarantee you Andrade is going to be involved in that match.
100%. I think they're ready to send Andrade to the next level. I think they want him to explode, and he will. He's got the talent, and why not, pair him with Judgment Day or not Judgment Day, or, I think you can send him against Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. I think he'd be a great feud for him, and I think he could win that. We go into WrestleMania. I might skip ahead, but we got Sammy and we got Gunther Intercontinental Championship match, and they like to throw in Gable here and there. And as we said on our podcast, as I said on our podcast last night, I don't understand the whole reason why Gable is being thrown into this. I think Sammy deserves to be on this one-on-one, and I understand that Gable probably had a better story going into WrestleMania with Gunther, but that's not what happened, right? And I think Sammy has the chops to go longer as IC champion if he wins, but I think the crowd's still going to be behind Sammy on Saturday, and unfortunately, Gunther's going to retain. In my opinion, he's just dominant, right? And I'm like I said, I'm Cody over Roman, but in this case, Gunther's got a hold on the IC title. He is there every week, putting in the work, smacking everyone around, chopping people left and right. This man deserves this reign, and he gets better and better every damn week. And I want to see him have more feuds with people. I think, like I said, Andrade would be great. I think, him and Punk would put on a great, program together. But I think at this point, Punk's going for the World Championship. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Gunther has going forward.
Yeah, so this is the one, honestly, this match I am complete 50-50 on. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know what the outcome is going to be, because on one hand, you have Gunther, who the longest reigning IC champion in WWE history, actually defending it, unlike Roman. Sorry, Casey. And then you have Sammy, who, if you watched him through NXT, and I've mentioned this before, they're giving him that underdog storyline again, where he was losing before he ended up becoming the number one contender for the IC championship. He was losing to everyone. And I think he just recently lost to Big Bronson Reed. So this one is a tough one, because you can go with the face, and Sammy gets another moment at WrestleMania. I still want to go with Gunther, though. Woj, we're going with Gunther.
I actually think I'm kind of 50-50 on this as well, but I think I can see Sammy winning this. Being at Raw Monday and hearing Sammy's music, and that place was still popping for him. He was still really over, and I think that, Gunther's reign has been incredible. That comment was hilarious. Watching guys grocery run instead. Gunther's reign has been incredible, but everything has its ending, and I think that if Sammy wins, it's going to be like it's going to drive Gunther crazy. Maybe he'll go through a couple of losses, and then he'll come back stronger than ever, kind of thing. I'm not sure. I'm just feeling Sammy on Saturday night, but I could be way off and just be making things up. But I heard the pop on Monday at Raw.
So I want to throw the comments real quick. I see a lot of things going on, right? So we have Anthony saying Gunther has to retain and eventually lose to Breaker, which that would be epic, right? We've seen the promos for Braun Breaker. They're ready for this man to explode on SmackDown, and I could definitely see that, right? And the other thing, like you said, Court, like I know Sammy's poised and ready for this, and the crowd's behind him, but like if he hasn't won the Intercontinental Championship yet, I could see it happening, but he has. He's been that champion before, so I don't know if it's enough to propel him to win this championship match. I think someone who hasn't won it yet, who hasn't been there yet, like a Braun Breaker, would deserve that win over Gunther than Sammy. And not to say, like, Sammy, I'm high on Sammy, and I think I would not be mad if he wins on Saturday. But I think someone better could benefit from a win over Gunther than Sammy. Just like, look at the streak, right? Undertaker lost to Brock Lesnar, which that didn't need to happen. I would have liked if maybe Punk did it, but Punk really didn't need it back then too. There's so many other people like Bray Wyatt would have been an epic person to beat the Undertaker for his streak, and that didn't happen. So, I'm not there making decisions, but to me, I think with Gunther's reign right now, you need someone who hasn't won the title yet that needs that propulsion into the next level to beat him. Yeah, no,
Ty, you just took the words right out of my mouth. Brock Lesnar ended the Undertaker streak. This is almost to that magnitude. It's WrestleMania streak versus the breaking. Yeah, Ty is spitting facts. It exactly what I wanted to say was this. Whoever beats Gunther now, it has to be an up and coming star, and it has to just because the rocket ship's going to be strapped to the back. So Braun Breaker, I mean, whoever they give that victory to, that person's going to the moon. So I understand why people want Sammy. Obviously, I can see it being Sammy, but Sammy's already been there. And I don't know what that victory truly does for Sammy rather than another up-and-comer like Braun Breaker. And Ty, I think Bray Wyatt should have ended the Undertaker streak. And I think the Undertaker came out and said it himself. It should have been Bray Wyatt that ended the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys make good points. Forget my Sammy comments.
Court is defeated now. But
I'm
no,
defeated.
To me, it's just, we're at this point where things and defeats matter. And to me, it's just, it wouldn't make sense for even like Chad Gable had a shot, right? Against Gunther. He lost. And like I said, he had a better story going into WrestleMania than Sammy did. But it just, him beating Gunther just now doesn't make sense. And I think we need to push towards the future. And that's my 2 cents. And thank you for the awesome comment saying that was spitting facts. I appreciate that. But let's get into another match. I want to go into, because I have some thoughts about this one. We have Damage Control versus Bianca, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. And we have Jade's first match besides, the Royal Rumble. And we're going to see what she has. But is it smart, in my opinion? Yes. Because, she hasn't had a singles match yet within WWE. We've seen her in AEW. But I don't know if I like that that's where they're showcasing it. Because I know she has the talent. I know she has the ability. Now we're getting this real quick, thrown together 3v3 match. And I don't know if you guys feel the same. Court, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but
yeah, it does feel thrown together, but at the same time, it works. Just for who their characters are and how they came together, it does work for me. The team of Bianca, Naomi, and Jade. And unfortunately, I think for Damage Control that those 3 will win, even if they have less experience together and less hype behind them. But I think it'll be a great match. I think Jade is really finally ready. I know she's been training in the dungeon and she's been really working hard, and she's a great talent and she's ready to prove herself. So I actually think that match is going to be really, really good. I agree that it is kind of random. And is this the place for her debut? I mean, Mania, yeah, but this kind of match, not sure. But I feel like they'll have the upper hand and they'll take the W.
Yeah, it is thrown together. I mean, obviously you have the WWE women's roster is incredible. I mean, where's Liv Morgan on this card right now? She's not there. And I think that's, even Shayna Baszler. That's why I think, Hunter gave the okay for Shayna to appear on GCW today. There's so many, the titles aren't even on the line. At least, the title, how do you have a WrestleMania without the women's tag titles on the line? It doesn't make any sense to me. Chelsea Green, where's Chelsea at? So I don't understand. It's weird. The only titles. Yeah, it is. And I agree. The deal. It doesn't make sense how those are those titles should be defended. And this just seems like Liv Morgan doesn't suck. But I feel like it was thrown together. And obviously I think this is more for protecting Jade, because they're afraid of how Jade's going to perform in her first singles match. So why not throw her with, Asuka and Io, not Io, Kairi Sane and Dakota Kai, Naomi, like people that have been professionals, veterans in the ring, just in case something goes wrong with Jade. All the bright lights aren't on Jade at once. So I think that's the reason why, but I am disappointed that the titles aren't on the line.
So I'm not disappointed the titles aren't on the line, right? So here's my take, right? Jade Cargill had an epic showing at the Royal Rumble, right? I was pumped up at her showing and what she did in the ring. And she's not like a noob, right? She was in AEW. She did not lose for, I forget the number of matches, and was, the TBS champion for how long. Like, I don't understand the protection, right? She was a little green in the ring back in AEW, but she's had time. She's had experience. She's got the talent. She's super athletic. Let her go. Let her do her thing. It's like, for me, as a Jets fan, right? Boo me all you want. It's unfortunate. Like, it's been awful for the past how many years. But, like, for people like Zach Wilson, right? He sucks. But let the man throw the ball. Let the man do his thing. The worst thing he do is throw an interception. Not like we're going to win anyway. Let the man do his thing, right? So let Jade do her thing. Let her go out there. And if she blows it, okay, whatever. But at least you gave her a shot. I mean, give the woman a shot. We've had her in WWE for months now.
Yeah.
And she had one showing within the Royal Rumble, and she looked great. Give her shot. Give her a one-on-one. Like, I feel like they could have built a great feud around her leading up to WrestleMania. And granted, I think this match is going to be great, but I think Jade could have really been showcased at WrestleMania.
And I agree to that extent, but I think we've also mentioned that, I mean, however many matches Jade had in AEW, she was the Goldberg there. She was having squash match after squash match. It was a wreck. Like, if you turn the TV off for 5 seconds, the Jade Cargill match is over. And yes, Jade is a superstar. I think the only 3 matches that she had that went over 7 minutes were with Chris Statlander. Long Island represent. But I don't know. They're being protective because you had ESPN, you had all this publicity going on about Jade signing with WWE. I mean, hell, me and Maria were down in Florida when the signing was announced, and we actually went to shout out, she didn't have to put up with my crap, but we went to the Performance Center to try to get a glimpse, and there was just nothing there. So sucks for us. But they've been building this up so much that it can't flop. Jade cannot flop at all. And that's why I think for her first WrestleMania, she's never fought in front of that many people. WrestleMania is WrestleMania. It's where icons are made. It's where legends are born. First one, it's okay if it's a 3v3. I get it.
I think I have a little insider info, kind of. not really, but our producer, my friend, is on SmackDown now, and I mentioned the dungeon where she's been working, and if he's producing this match, it kind of makes more sense too, because he's been around her more than anyone. I don't know if that's the case. I'm just saying he's been on SmackDown. I think this match is actually going to be really good, but I agree. She should be in a big time moment, but you're right. Protecting her in a 3-versus-3 is a tag team, whatever they're calling it, is perfect. And she's going to get her big star-studded moments, guys. They're going to come. She's a superstar. She's going to get there. There's nothing that's going to hold her back now. They wouldn't have put her on the card at all if she wasn't ready. So that's my 2 cents.
Not a bad 2 cents. And I want to look at the comments again too, real quick. The deal says there's no story to come for this match, which I agree. I mean, it's very little, if anything. And then he says it's a step down for Bianca, and I kind of agree, right? Like, I feel like they kind of left Bianca behind, and we're like, well, she has this TV show. We got to put her on WrestleMania somehow. And that's why, that's how I felt when they had the WrestleMania kickoff show in Vegas. Like, they brought her on there, but they had nothing for her to do. And I feel like, for someone who's been in the limelight for the last, 2-3 years for the women's division, it's kind of like a pushback for her. But again, if, Brian said it, Jade turning on Bianca would be an epic portion of this if it happens at the end or during. That would be something great to come from this. I don't know if I see that happening, but I'm for that.
Yeah, I mean, look at the entrance they gave her. There's no way they're turning her heel with that entrance that she came out to on SmackDown. They've been working on that entrance and just the persona, the aura that she has. I don't think there's any way that she turns, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe Bianca turns finally. I don't know, because there were talks that when Lashley and the Street Profits were supposed to be heel, but they just never got over as heels. There was talks about Bianca possibly turning heel as well, and I think we kind of got a glimpse of that when she was confronting Naomi about protecting Bayley in a way. Maybe we finally get heel Bianca. I don't know. I don't think it's Jade that's turning.
Yeah, it's tough because I feel like I think a heel Jade would be great. I don't know if they would make Bianca heel with her show because they want people to watch. So I feel like turning her heel would be the bad sense of it. But at the same time, I would like to see how she would do heel. We've only seen a face Bianca within SmackDown or Raw. So I'd like to see how she does as heel. Right now in this moment, she's got a show. I feel like they're giving her the Cena treatment. She's going to be a face for a very long time, especially with the show going on. And I can't see her going heel.
But you bring up shows. Didn't we just have Miz and Mrs.? The Miz has been a heel for the past nine years. Now he's finally face again with R-Truth. But during that show, he was a heel. So was Maurice. So I mean, I know he was already on the Real World and all that stuff, so he's already done reality TV. But if we're talking about like a TV show, I don't think they're afraid to show the real life of someone, because you can be a heel on TV, but in the real life, it's just him, his wife, and his kids, and that's what that show was about.
But I think it's different in the fact that the Miz is established and she's not as established. And if you have people watching the show who have no idea who she is, or even Montez Ford, which I think it's more about her, or it's about them as a couple, I just think that turning her heel isn't the right move. If it's still, I'm not even sure. I didn't watch it. I don't know if it's still coming out, if it got all released at once. I'm not sure what's going on. Total Divas, that was my show. TJ wore my wristbands on that show. Sorry, I got distracted by Total Divas. But really, I can't see her going heel, but maybe. I mean, who knows? You made a good point with The Miz. I just think that because Miz is more established, it didn't matter as much. He was already like a household name. If you knew about wrestling, you knew who The Miz was. And Bianca's only been around 2-3 years, 4 years maybe. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, Court took the words right out of my mouth. I have nothing else to say towards that because her whole argument was what I was going to say. So I think we got to start fast pacing these matches because we still have a ton to go over. We still have 2 matches on the Saturday night card, and we have the whole thing besides the main event on the Sunday card. So we have Jimmy and Jay, right? I'm going for it.
Yeet.
I think this WrestleMania, unfortunately, is going to be a no yeet WrestleMania, in my opinion.
Come on, dude. No way. The link is just going to be yeeting the whole time. There's no shot that Jay is losing this match. No way. Jay is just too over. Jimmy, it's going to be the match of the weekend. I'm telling you, the Usos are going to steal the show. I feel bad for everyone else on night 1 because that match is going to be incredible. Yeet. We are on Team Yeet all the way through. No questions asked. Let's go.
I mean, I'm on Team Yeet in the fact that I want him to win, but I think Ty's right. And I think it's no Yeet at WrestleMania. I just think it's too obvious that maybe night 1 does belong to the bloodline. And you got me saying that. That could make complete sense if Jimmy wins on night 1 and then they go and win the tag match. But then night 2, we're in Cody territory. But yeah, I think that match is going to be killer. I think it's going to be definitely the match of night 1. Even though you have The Rock and Roman against Cody and Seth, and you have a bunch of bangers on that night, it's just that match is going to kill. Their chemistry is going to be insane. They've probably been going over it for months and months and months, and it's going to be sick.
Months? They've been going over for years. They've been going over this match since they were like 16, right? Yeah. Like they've been planning this forever. And I agree with Brian. Match of the weekend. They are going to pull out all the stops. They're going to leave nothing behind. They're going to be nothing but blood, sweat, and tear left in that ring. And I can't wait. That's one match that I wish we had, Court, on Sunday, because it's going to tear the roof. Well, there's no roof on the link, but if there was a roof, the roof would be kicked off the link. And I'm so excited. That's one match I'm going to be so invested in on Saturday. Sorry. I'm with Court. I want Jay to win. Jay is so over. But like Court said, it's way too obvious. I think Jimmy is going to win this because Jimmy needs it more than Jay needs it. Jay don't need this win. Jay wins. Everyone's just like, yeah, Jay, of course Jay won. But if Jimmy wins, people are like, oh, damn. I didn't expect that. Jay's been up here. Jimmy's been down here. Didn't expect that to happen. So, I mean, and also Jimmy's got Solo. And I don't think Cody or Seth is going to come out and help Jay. Unfortunately, Jay's going to help them, but I can't see him help them reciprocating that. But yeah, I think Jimmy comes out on top just because it's just the less obvious choice.
Before we move on from this match, do we get a Rikishi appearance?
No.
You don't think so? You don't think Father's going to get it? Father's not getting involved?
No.
I think Rikishi wants it, but I just don't see it happening. Rikishi's like petitioning for it everywhere, but I don't see it happening. It'd be cool. I'd be into it, but
I feel like it would diminish what they're doing, right? Like first time ever, Jimmy, Jay. I know, like I said, I think Solo will get involved because it works with the storyline. I don't think Rikishi getting involved would work, but I would rather it just be clean. I'd rather, this is the first time and maybe the only time that they go head to head, especially at WrestleMania. And this is going to be the match of all ages, of the decade, because, Court, you said it, Justin, I believe you said it, the chemistry of them, they're twins, right? they're going to be in sync the entire time. They're not singing bye, bye, bye. No, they're going to be super kicking each other. It's going to be amazing. And I wish it would be clean. I just know it's not going to be.
But that's where he gets involved. Solo's about to get involved, and out comes Papa Bear with his stink face, and he says, Solo, you knock it the hell off. Let these two finish what they got one-on-one. Let it go clean.
I think he's pro bloodline. That's what I think. I think he's really pro bloodline. I can't even speak. I think he's really pro bloodline, so I can see him interfering.
All right, fair.
Yeah, what you guys said. Both of you. I don't know.
I thought you were coming out with some more facts, Corey.
No, I'm just disagreeing. I don't know. It could go either way. I don't know.
All right, final match. Saturday night. We got Mommy versus the Man. Justin, where's this going?
Oh, man. I mean, it's got to go to Mommy. It's got to go to Rhea. And I think Becky said it, man. Becky said she's either the worst heel of all time if she's booked like a heel because everyone's cheering Mommy and, all the chants and everything. Everyone loves her. Or she's the worst face. It goes no way because who's the heel? Who's the face? Clearly, Rhea's supposed to be the heel. Becky's supposed to be the face. But I think Rhea is going to get the bigger pop. And I think that night belongs to Rhea. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet right there.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think Becky has bided her time. She's been doing her thing in NXT, other places. I know that Rhea only won the title recently, but I think this could lead to a bigger feud between them down the line because they're two of the biggest right now. And Becky as a face and Rhea as a heel. Like I said, I was at Raw Monday, and yes, Rhea got some cheers, but when Becky came out, that place popped. I mean, she's still way over. I think her being like to the side a little bit recently has actually gotten her more over because she hasn't been around as much. But obviously Rhea's they're both over. I think it'd be a great match. That's the one that I'm bummed I can't. That and the Usos, I'm bummed we don't get on night 2. But I'm gonna go with the Man, Becky Lynch.
Yeah, we can't be spoiled. I'm being spoiled. I know you're being spoiled. We want what we want on night 2. But to me, I know Rhea's on this epic championship reign, but to me, I feel like at least one or two of these reigns have to end. And I think it's going to be Roman's, and I think it's going to be Rhea's. And I think Becky, people are forgetting, like Cody said on the MMA Hour, people are forgetting what Becky's all about. And again, even Brian said, Becky's book sales, they're calling her. It's Becky's night. And I agree. I think Becky's night. I think she takes him. I said it last night when we were speaking on our podcast. I feel like Rhea's been not as spectacular this road to WrestleMania as she has been. At Extreme Rules, Elimination Chamber, she was on her game, 100%. She was in her home country. She was feeling herself. But it's been less spectacular is what Becky's been doing. She's got almost a best-selling book going on, which will probably be best-selling soon. And why not capitalize that by giving her the belt? And people will be shocked because everyone's expecting Rhea. But if Becky comes out on top, it just shows that she is the Man.
I mean, her contract's also calling, if we're going to bring up anything calling. I believe it's well known that her contract and Seth's contract are both coming up, and so is Drew McIntyre's. So, I mean, clearly, I think she already announced it that she doesn't see herself wrestling anywhere else. But her contract is coming up, and I think it's up in like a month. So we'll see where that goes. But that might hinder, Jinder, and that might force, maybe Rhea to stay champion there.
I don't know. We'll see. I have her book to read tomorrow on the Amtrak, so I'll read the book and get some insight.
You're going to read it in like 2.5 hours?
No.
All right. We're going into night 2, Sunday. Me and Court, section 107, we'll be there, staring, watching, enjoying, cheering, yelling, crying maybe. Crying most likely, hopefully, because if we're crying, well, I'm not crying. Court's going to be crying. If Cody Rhodes wins that belt, holds it up, and they said the story has been finished, But we're not going into that. We're going to go instead the lowest of the totem pole, in my opinion. We're going to go with the Final Testament versus, I didn't even know their name. They just threw Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits a brand new name. I don't even know what it is. I forget. But the buildup for this match has been horrific. And they've tried. Trust me, they've tried. And I don't know who benefits the most out of this. Justin, do you know who benefits the most out of this matchup?
I mean, you want to talk about a forced match just to be on a WrestleMania card, like we just brought up for Saturdays. This is the match that, it's just 6-man tags that are just being forced on the card just to get more people involved. Who benefits from this? I mean, I feel like it's got to go Karrion Kross in the author's opinion, because Karrion Kross hasn't gotten over since he came back. And I understand that there's like a low-key storyline. It should have been the main event. Yeah, I guess. I mean, since Kross came back, you see him, everyone that he's ran into, they've all ended up turning heel. So, I mean, that's the one thing I guess that can come out of any Karrion Kross storyline right now. Like Shinsuke, heel now. AJ Styles, heel now. Like he's gone into these things, and the person has come out heel. I don't know, man. Like Woj said, a chicken dip out of the oven. Get ready for the rest of the night. Is this even on the main card, or is this the pre-show? Who knows? I don't know.
Main card. It's main.
This
card.
Is the main card? Oh man.
Yeah. Main card.
Yeah, I don't know. The Final Testament has to win, or what are they doing here? That's where I'm at.
Yeah, and I was laughing at Brian's comment, because if I was home, if this was night one WrestleMania party, that would be the buffalo chicken dip wing, the buffalo chicken dip pull out of the oven right there in that match, because I don't care. I'm sorry. I love Bobby Lashley. I've loved him back in the day when he got FU'd off the top rope by John Cena and lost the WWE Championship match that I thought he should have won, because I felt like he was super over back then. He couldn't speak back then. He speaks a lot better now, promo-wise. But I don't care. Whoever wins, great. Claps to you. You won. You got your main event. No, not main event. Jesus. You got your WrestleMania win. I don't care. Final Testament, if you win, great. I mean, I feel like Karrion Kross does deserve a win, if anything. Whatever.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I have nothing for this match. I have zero. I'm just
this match. When the graphic came up on Raw Monday and it was showing the cards, I saw this and I was like, I took a video of it for our group chat, and I was looking back and I'm like, when did this even happen? Why is this happening? I'm very confused by the whole thing. I guess, like you guys said, Karrion Kross needs to win more, so I guess I'll go with them. This might be I hope that they throw this in the middle somewhere so it can be a bathroom break, Ty.
I'm gonna buy a nice big Final Boss T-shirt while this is going on. And I like what the deal said. It's a house show main event at best. It really is, especially because of how they built it. Like I know they're trying to build it, it's just not working. And I feel like there's times where you need to back out of storylines, and this was a moment where they should have just left it on SmackDown.
I'd rather Akira Tozawa in a match just because he's entertaining as all hell. Like, give me Tozawa versus R-Truth here. Like, this match just means nothing to me.
So with that being said, we have other great matches on Sunday night, Court. Hopefully that one is a T-shirt match. But let's go. Triple threat. Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Logan Paul, United States Championship match. Court, let's hear it. Who do you think's coming out on top on this one?
This one's hard for me. This one's really hard for me, actually. We've said before on this podcast that we're all big fans of Logan Paul, what he's done coming in, the effort he's put into being in this business and being a wrestler. I know he's full-time now. I love Randy, have loved Randy for his entire career. KO is like very high on my favorite list. Like, he's creeping up on people that I never really expected that to happen.
Hey, Court, how about Royal Rumble 2008? Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton. Who was in the crowd?
We were the only two doing the Randy, and the whole place was miserable because Jeff lost, and we were just so happy, like on top of the world. I'm just gonna pick Randy. I'm just gonna pick Randy because I wanna pick Randy, but that's just a complete shot in the dark. It could go to any of them. I could see Logan retaining. I could see KO winning. I feel like this is like really up in the air.
So here's my bold prediction. We talk about money, right? You know, Becky's got that number one seller coming her way with the championship. Well, there's going to be a giant prime hydration drink in the middle of the mat on both nights of WrestleMania. And I think you guys might actually have a bathroom break during Logan's entrance because it might take a half hour in itself. But I think this is Logan. This is where Logan goes over on two of the WWE's greats. Like, this puts Logan where, you know, he's worked his ass off. Let's be real. He has. He's a good worker in the ring. I think this is where Randy doesn't really need it. And KO I can see winning, but I don't think Randy needs it at this point. This is where he can say, I beat two of the best. I beat Randy. I beat Kevin Owens. And this is where I think we might get a surprise because Logan Paul has said that he has no friends in WWE and he wishes he had a friend. And here I think we might have a surprise entrance. Don't know who it's going to be, but I think Logan's going to have some help in getting him that championship to retain.
Yeah, his best friend, the Brass Knuckles. They're coming out.
Someone's going to give it to him, though. I don't know. It's not going to be KSI. KSI will be there, but someone else is going to help Logan win.
Anyone's giving Logan the Brass Knuckles. I've seen like 13 different people try to give Logan Brass Knuckles. He'll throw it to me. I'm like, yo, I got you. And then I'm going to hand him to Randy so Randy can knock his butt out. But no, Justin, I agree with you. I think it's a triple threat for a reason. I think if it was Logan KO, Logan Randy in WrestleMania, he's losing this match, right? But it's a triple threat. And I think Logan's going to steal this to retain. And I think my thing is Randy, he's looking phenomenal as ever. He's more jacked than he's ever been. He's loving life. He's ready to go. You know, KO wants a win. He wants championship gold. But I think, like you said, Justin, we have the prime bottle on the ring. It's a triple threat. There's an easy way for someone to win. There could be an RKO out of nowhere with a throw out of the ring and cover for KO. I think there's many ways this can go, and I honestly think I think Logan retains. But if Logan does retain, the man needs to be on SmackDown. I know you're doing other things, great, but if you're a champion in WWE, you need to be here. I don't care about the people that want to win the title and go off and, you know, not show up for weeks. That's not my thing. You're a champion. You're there week in, week out. I'll give you a week off here and there, right? You deserve it. You're holding a championship belt. But I was excited for Logan because the man can bring the title belt and wear it everywhere, which he has, right? He's brought it everywhere. But it seems like he brought it everywhere but to a WWE ring. Like, bro, for a while, you weren't coming back to SmackDown to show off that you're the champion. So that's why if he does win on Sunday, you need to be full-time. And he signed his contract. That's supposed to be full-time. Now let's see it come full circle.
Yeah, I agree. And the champion's advantage definitely favors Logan, especially with brass knucks and his heel persona. So we'll see. I think like I said, any of the three could come out, but it'll probably be Logan.
I do want to talk about this comment real quick from Big Man over here. He said, I personally like less title defenses. In UFC and boxing, the champion isn't always present. So why does it need to be like this for WWE? Not a bad take. Not a bad take at all. In my opinion, we all know it's scripted. It does take a toll on the body, right? Wrestling is no joke with the ring, the ropes. And to me, though, the whole aesthetic of being a champion within WWE is also the promos, the being there, the antagonizing each other. You don't got to defend it every week. You don't got to wrestle every week. You can wrestle once a month. But as long as you show up and you're face-to-face with opponents and talking your crap and being there, that to me adds more to the story of the champion than anything. Like for boxing and for MMA, like the fight is you. Like that shows you. You don't need to talk. You don't need to cut promos on people. It's very entertaining for boxers and people in MMA to cut promos and talk crap to people because that's awesome. I love it. But that's real. You're really kicking people's butt. And it's that to me is what the difference is that you're actually doing what you need to do to win that championship within MMA and boxing. But in WWE, there is that sports entertainment aspect. And that's what also showcases that title as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think we mentioned it last night on the pod. Like, even we'll get into it later with the main event, but I feel like it's a Rock Cody rivalry, and we all agree on that because the Rock has been showing up and they've been building that story together, whereas Roman has kind of taken a back seat again. And he was there on Monday, but what did he say? It wasn't Roman that really put through, and this is going to end up being a Roman versus Cody match. So you have to be there as a champion. You have to be there. You have to be face-to-face with your next opponent, building up the storyline, building up the rivalry. I agree. You don't have to fight every single Monday night or every single Friday night, but you should be putting the title on the line, I would say, almost every premium live event, just because, like Ty said, yeah, it's scripted, but it does take a toll on the body, but you're really not knocking the hell out of each other like UFC. Like I've seen some gruesome knockouts in UFC. That's not happening in WWE. Let's be real.
Yeah, you guys pretty much nailed it. You need to be there for your character too, for your character to develop and for you to develop as a champion. If you're never there, you're not cutting promos as the guy. You're not getting into it with anyone on the roster. How are you going to form feuds and build up to matches for the title if you're not there? But you guys pretty much nailed it.
Yeah.
All right. We have two more matches left. We have the World Championship match, and we have the WWE Women's Championship match. I do want to end with Seth and Drew. So let's go into it. Bayley, Io, Justin, thoughts?
It's Bayley's time. It has to be. This is Bayley's moment. She has done so much for the women's division. It's incredible. Even, recently in the past few years, like she's been putting other women over because that's what she's been doing. This is her moment, hands down. Obviously it's not going to be Hugger Bayley, but it's 1000% Bayley's moment. No doubt about it. Io cannot win. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you. That's my complete prediction. Bayley. I'd be stunned if Bayley lost. I just think with the lead up, with everything going on, with Damage Control falling, everything falling apart, Bayley coming back, winning the Rumble, it's just Bayley's night. I think the match is gonna be incredible. By the way.
Oh, it's gonna be phenomenal.
I'm excited for it.
We got Big Man over here saying Io over Bayley, and I don't disagree, but I feel like this match is going to be determined by that triple threat. I feel like if Damage Control wins, I think Io comes out on top Sunday night. If they lose, I feel like it's less likely for Io to win, but Damage Control can still come out and help her. Bayley, no one's got Bayley's back. Sasha ain't coming back. She's in AEW, right? Charlotte, she's healthy. She's going to be in WWE World during the week. Maybe she can come back. But at the end of the day, Bailey doesn't have people that have her back. Io does. So I'm leaning towards Io winning because if she beats Bailey, it's bigger for her than Bailey beating Io. Bailey does deserve another championship reign, but I feel like if Io goes over on Bailey, it'll do a lot more for her than Bailey winning.
Yeah, but it's like with Cody, like, when people deserve something, like Bailey's been around for a long time, and she hasn't been a serious champion holder in a long time. And the work that she's put in with damage control, and she does deserve it. And the one thing I can say is maybe she does have an ally. I know we have Stand and Deliver. I do expect this person to be at Stand and Deliver. Julia coming over. She is there. She's at WWE World. She's had history with Io Sky. Maybe she makes her debut at WrestleMania instead of Stand and Deliver, and she helps Bailey to start a rivalry again with Io Sky. I don't know. Total guess. Total just out of left field. But if you want to debut Julia on a big spotlight, that would be it. But I also don't know how many WWE fans actually know who the hell Julia is.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool. I just, you're right. I don't know how many people would actually get it. Yeah. WrestleMania would kind of be the place for it because you have fans from all over the world, and you do have that kind of fan base. It's not random, it's not a random Monday Night Raw in Spokane, Washington or something. But sorry, I didn't mean to take a crap.
I like how you pulled out Spokane, Washington.
I don't know where that came from, to be honest with you. But I don't mean to take a crap on Spokane. But just like it's the place because you have people come from every country there. But I don't know. I think it's just Damage Control is going to come in there. They're going to mess something up, and Bailey's going to end up becoming champ.
So I just real quick, I see Big Man, aka Casey, saying, "Who the heck is Julia?" She is a former Stardom champion in Japan. She's a big deal over in Japan, and she's a free agent. She's coming over. She's going to be signing she's going to sign with WWE, most likely starting with NXT because, like you just mentioned, you just pretty much proved it. No one knows who the heck she is. So probably start off in NXT, get used to the American camera angles and whatnot, and you'll see her. She's going to take over soon. I guarantee it.
So we got one more match. Seth Rollins. We got Drew McIntyre. World Heavyweight Championship match. Court. How's this going to happen? Who's winning? Who's coming out on top?
I think this match is going to be amazing, by the way. I'm super excited for this match. Obviously, I'll be a little distracted on the other World Championship match on Sunday night, but I think this match is going to be killer. DM Hunk better win. Okay. I actually think McIntyre will win. I love Seth. I think that he's been such a good champion. He's been there. He's been hurt for 2 months, and he still shows up every week. He still gets involved. He's still there. He's not missing anything. I just think Drew deserves it. He, as a comment just said, Drew gets his non-COVID win. When he won the championship at WrestleMania, it was the COVID year. He had to do it in an empty arena and then go home and watch it with his wife, after knowing what happens. And that's a bummer. He's killing it right now on all fronts, social media, promos, everything. I love Seth, and I love what Drew's doing. And I think Punk might get a little involved, but he hates them both. That's quite obvious. So I'm going to go with Drew here.
Yeah, I think this is an overwhelming in the chat too right now. We have all Drew, and I agree. Drew McIntyre's troll game right now on socials is top notch with all the memes, everything. He's on top of his game. He's another one that needs a new contract, but I think it's going to happen. Seth's ring gear is always top notch. But yeah, Drew's got to win this. Like everyone's saying in the chat, It's got to be his non-COVID victory. And also, didn't Drew defend instantly against the Big Show out of nowhere? Like right after he won the championship at WrestleMania. I think the Big Show out of nowhere came out and he had to defend it right away, like for no reason in the second main event of WrestleMania. I vaguely recall that. But yeah, Drew carried the company throughout COVID. He deserves this moment. Seth will go heel and he'll figure it out. I hope it's not with Cody because we've seen that before, but he'll figure something out where, he can go for maybe the IC championship, get involved with Gunther. I don't know, just something else. Give the title to Drew. Let's see Drew run with it.
I'm saying Damian Priest out of this match. I think we see Drew win clean, but I think Damian cash-in happens. So this is my alternate reality, right? I've heard people trying to say that Drew might become the leader of Judgment Day. That's not happening, right? If Judgment Day were to stay together, this would be the moment to do it, right? Damian waits. I don't think it's a triple threat match. Let Drew get his win with the crowd Sunday night. Me and Court are watching. Yeah, I mean, we wish Seth would have won, but Drew, good job, man. You deserve it. And then let the Judgment Day music hit. Let Damian come out, cash that thing in, and screw Drew over. Let the man have the title for a month, if that. Lead to Backlash and have Drew win it right back. But I think this would be an awesome move because if you look back at War Games and Survivor Series, there's already some history there between Drew and Damian, right? Like, there's an opportunity right here for this to happen and for Drew and Damian to have a very good feud. So Big Man says, Damian better not cash in and be world champion until he gets better gear. I'm sick of seeing him dress like an Insta baddie. He does dress like an Insta baddie. I'll give you that. But he might be a world champion Insta baddie after WrestleMania, I'll tell you that much. That's my opinion, man. Right?
I really, if he's going to cash in, I hope it's a failed cash in. He's not ready to be champion, and him losing can also further, push the Judgment Day breaking up storyline. If you take that moment away from Drew again, that is selfish and that is horrible.
But is it taking the moment away if he pins Seth 1, 2, 3 clean in the middle of that ring? Is it taking the moment away because he became world heavyweight champion?
Yeah, because remember,
go ahead.
Sorry, because this will hit with Ty. I know it will. Remember when Christian became champion and lost at SmackDown 2 days later, and I almost had a mental breakdown?
Yeah,
that's exactly what this would be.
But it's not, because with Christian, that was the first time he won World Championship gold in WWE. It was the first time he took Edge's place and won the ladder match. I forget who it was against, but he won that title for the first time in WWE history for himself, right? Drew's been there multiple times. He's been in main events over and over again for the world title. I think that was Christian's probably first world championship title match ever in WWE. In this case, Drew's been there, done that, wrestled for it, and for him to actually win it in front of a crowd would work, and then to lose it from a cash-in, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it doesn't work. I think it works well. I think it works better because he gets his moment and then it's instantly taken away because of a cash-in, and then have him win it back. Backlash. There you go. Damian doesn't deserve a full-time WWE Championship reign, a World Championship reign. He's not ready. But look at Sheamus when he beat John Cena, pushed him through a table. Sheamus wasn't ready back then to beat John Cena in a table match off a technicality. But that's how some wrestlers need their start. And I feel like Damian could get his start in that moment. And people will talk about it from here on out. But let him lose it a month later. I don't see the problem in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just see Damian going the failed cash-in route, or maybe he goes out and he, cashes in on a different championship. I just don't see how you can cash on either of the world heavyweight champions right now.
I don't know. Me and Big Man might have some problems. Christian has always been mid. He just became good recently. No. Christian has always been the man. You want me to just list my favorites and you could just tell me how you hate all of them?
Shawn Michaels, Christian Cage, Cody Rhodes.
Don't even start with Tyson Kidd or we're going to have problems.
Oh,
but
my goodness.
But really, maybe. I think I agree with Justin on it. I could see it being a failed cash-in more than a successful.
I'll put my money in where I want to. And I think I would bet on Damian Priest winning that championship Sunday night.
And then we have the main event, which we discussed in the first.
No, we spoke. This what the Seth Drew was our main event. We spoke about Cody and Roman way in the beginning of the night. I mean, we can talk about it again. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to uncover.
D.H. Smith over Tyson Kidd. Oh, see, there it is.
I'm kidding.
Main event? I'm kidding. Yeah, thank you.
I love this. I want Court to get heckled every night. Can we just go live every night and Court get heckled? Big Man, I need you sorry if this is too much, but I need you every night in this live stream when we do it. Just to heckle Court on all her favorites.
It's been something I've dealt with for 17 years with Cody now. Yeah, Tyson Kidd, mad cool. Very, very cool. He's the man, actually. Like the best. Sorry, Cody.
Like WrestleMania, like I'm like still trying to pinch myself because Sunday night still won't feel real until we're there. But look at the card we just spoke about. It's going to be insane. Like I said before, U.S. Championship match, triple threat, WWE Women's Championship, WWE Universal Championship, and then I'm buying all the championship that there's 4. Oh,
you have the United States Championship match.
Thank you. It's going to be epic, and as much as we'd like to see certain other matches on the same night that we're going to be there, I think we have an amazing card, Court. I think Sunday night's going to show off, besides the Final Testament and the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. That'll be your T-shirt buying match. But I feel like I haven't been this excited for WrestleMania in a long time. Last year's WrestleMania was very good. I know, Court, you were very excited because of the stakes of what was happening back then. But the other matches, most of them were great. But, like, to me, this card has been very well storied from the beginning of the year till now. And there's going to be a lot of culmination. A lot of people already knew it would be, Rhea and Becky, right? We all kind of figured it was going to be Rhea Becky. That's what makes sense, right? We all kind of knew it was going to be Bayley Io. It's what makes sense, especially when she won the Royal Rumble. She wouldn't just randomly just fight Rhea. It just wouldn't make sense. And we're all getting our dream matches for this year, and it's all hats off to Mr. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and hats off to him.
Yeah, I was about to say it's the first WrestleMania without Vince having anything.
Good. But we don't have to get into that.
No, it's the truth.
Yeah, no, it is the truth. It's crazy. It's history. I'm jealous you guys are going to be there on Sunday night, taking it all in. And Casey Big Man says, who's going to be watching Collision? Because Tony Khan still wants to put on Collision, so it's being pushed back to I think 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night. Don't know why you're doing it. Shouldn't be doing it. So stupid. Don't get me started on Tony Khan and AEW because we had a rant before we even went live. Dumb. No one's going to watch it. They had 700,000 viewers for last night's episode where he sent out Adam Copeland to say AEW is the best. No one's watching anymore. I don't know what you want me to say.
I do want to throw a thank you out to everyone who listened tonight. We got Brian, we got Big Man, we got TJ, we got Maria, we got Ryan, we got Jackie, we got KVD. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Like, it's been a fun night. We love the speculation. We love the banter. It's been awesome for our first live stream. Thank you guys so much for taking part in this.
Yeah. This first live, and and
you know the deal. Appreciate you.
Yeah, this was awesome. It was my first time with live comments. It distracted me a little bit. I'll improve, but this was a ton of fun. Shout out to all of you guys that stopped through, wrote comments. I hope you felt that you were a part of the show in some way. We're only going to continue to improve this, get better at this. We're here for the long run. If you can hit the subscribe button on YouTube, that'd be great. A little subscribe button on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. That would also be great. Producing content every single week with new episodes. And maybe this live thing will. Jamie! Shout out to Jamie out of nowhere.
Ty's twin was creeping the entire time.
So real quick before we end, my twin, she's a nurse, right? So she deals with people problems. I am in the technical realm, so I deal with computer and broadcasting problems. We have my sister who types in her name to comment, which I appreciate very much. I love you. That made my night that you just said your name with an exclamation point.
She was creeping the whole time. The whole time, James.
And then my
also,
last
Matt was here.
I'm being called out by Woj. Justin, quit ducking me on GM mode. Woj, I'll see you tonight on GM mode. We're running it. I'm taking over, and we're not using Paul Heyman as a GM because he's a cheat code.
He is a cheat code. But so is Ted DiBiase, by the way. Not going to lie.
Never used them. Paul Heyman screwed me as a computer like eight pay-per-views in a row. It was ridiculous. It was insanity.
But anyway, thank you all for listening, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Peace, everyone.